Hello, guys. But how are you? I'm doing all right. Happy Friday. We made it through the week. It was a strange time. Strange meaning literally the time was weird. It was fast, it was slow. I didn't know what day it was. It was a lot. It was a lot happening, but we made it through. Um, it's Friday now. I'm ready for the weekend. I hope you're ready for the weekend. Those of you who have weekends off, ready to restore and do something you enjoy and live your lives, okay? Most important thing. Um, what do I want to say first? Let me just get this out the way. Everything I say here is for entertainment purposes only, okay? For informational purposes only. Everything I say is alleged, even in the comments, okay? All right, so now that that's out the way, where do I start? I saw Beyonce Thursday. Yesterday. It was great. It was everything I imagined it to be and more. She always, and I didn't watch it. I never watch anything on social media or on YouTube when she has a tour that I have not yet seen. So I'm always surprised. It was a great show. It was you got your she always gives 110%. If 110% was a real thing, giving her extras. Okay. She always gives you your money's worth. I will tell you that, you know. She gives her all. And I appreciate that. This is my I have seen I've been with her from the beginning. The only tour I didn't see was Dangerously in Love because it was 2003 and I was in college. I wasn't buying concert tickets. But anyway, I don't even know anyway, it doesn't matter. But since 2007, I have seen Beyonce. Okay, so I've seen a total of 9 shows, 9 tours. I've been with her from the beginning. And she's grown and progressed. And anyway, Cowboy Carter was really good. Um, I really, it felt like watching Cowboy Carter. She's been in this business for 3 decades, 30 years she's worked. And Cowboy Carter was really a culmination of her hard work and the obstacles she's faced. And what I really love about Beyonce, this is me, guys. I'm trying to share more of my world with you. Outside of just the political stuff, but I just want to talk, okay, before we get into it. If you want, you can fast forward, but I would like for you guys to sit here for the next few minutes and just talk with me, But anyway, I'm trying to show more of my personality. But anyway, like I was saying, what I love about Beyonce is how she's able to show the intersection between being a Black American, having Black pride, and also being American and owning that you're proud to be an American, okay? Um, I like how she has progressed with the times. I like how she constantly challenges the norm. She subverts expectations. Um, she she each piece of art she shared with the world, she has like garnered a new generation of fans, which is very hard to do, which is hard to do as a Black woman, which is hard to do in the music industry, from what I understand. Okay. And so she also expresses her feelings, her opinions about what's going on in the country politically, what's going on with Black women, all of that. And she, much like Nina Simone, she really um, puts that into her art. And what I also appreciate is that I learned so much about the history of cowboys And, I knew some history about country music, but she really teaches um, all of her, when you go back, all of her art, she's teaching something. It's very intentional, the things that she does. It's not just superficial for the most part, Of course she has her fun, but she's saying something. And I also appreciate all the backlash or the criticisms and the racism, you know. She just sort of responds to it in her work. And I appreciate that. And so anyway, Cowboy Carter really showed um, how much she's grown. Now she has her children with her, and when I think about the quote unquote American dream, she really represents it. And I say that because she, starting off so young in the industry, being in Destiny's Child, I'm sure facing so much racism. People didn't want to dress them, even when she went as a solo artist, I'm sure. But being able to get to the place she is now as a global superstar, as a Black woman who puts Blackness in her work, full stop, like boldly, says, I am American. This is me too. This is, and she says that Black history is American history. Blackness is being African American, being Black American is American. And they don't like that. And I appreciate that so much about her, how she represents her Blackness. And so it was really good. And she, like I was saying, she represents that American dream, the cultural aspect of it. It's just nice to follow someone. I was a fan of hers in Destiny's Child, to follow her from then. I remember the first time I saw her was like in 1990. What year was it? 1999 or 2000, the year 2000. That's the first time I saw her. And to follow her from all the way back then, all the way to what she was like 19 maybe, all the way to now where she's in her 40s and fully comfortable in her skin and just like, you can't tell me anything. It's great. It's great to see. And it was really a good reminder of, of course it's Beyonce, she's a global superstar. But it's a really good reminder of like how far you can go with whatever your journey is, and it's a really good reminder of like, despite the terribleness, despite what's happening now or the obstacles, you have a voice. And not to be cliched, but it really helped me put a lot of things in perspective, because it was like American pride, but it was so different than when you think of nationalism in America, when you think of those two things. And so seeing a Black woman wearing the American flag, it's so much like, yeah, it makes you remember, despite what they say is that, no, you don't belong here, or that's not the reality. It's not the reality, because my people fought hard. What we experienced, what we experienced wasn't in vain. So that's what that sort of reminded me, and it was a nice reminder. It was really, really a nice reminder, and it was nice to. I was with my sisters and my nieces. We all went. And it was nice of them to see that as well. and the importance of that. So it was good. It was good. It was good. So anyway, moving on from that. With that being said, I just want to say, um, that what I want you guys to do is to live your lives. I really want you to live your life, because all the shit, excuse my language, all of the BS, all of the terribleness, the toxicity, the hatred, the aggravation, the distraction, the corruption, the greed, the corruption, and just it's this what I'm beginning to call this portal, a black hole of just the news and social media, and it's just the news articles and the lies, and just this, you could really get sucked into it. And I really want you guys to remember that life is still going on. And yes, we could hold space for acknowledging the people who are going through the most terrible of traumas. For those who have lost their jobs and their entire lives have changed, that's a lot of terribleness. Yes, we could hold space for that. But like I said last week, or this week, because, the days are crazy, we don't have to know everything. And it's good to be informed. But in terms of, and this is, again, the universe, my guides keep telling me, we don't have to know everything. And we don't have to seek all the answers for the sake of our mental health, for the sake of our emotional wellness, our psychological wellness. Live your life. Do things that you enjoy. You're not ignoring your problems, but you have to take care of yourself. You have to, because they literally are telling us, we don't want you alive. We want you afraid and unalived. And you have to let this take its course. And in the meantime, you have to live your life. You really do. Because these people, it's just, it's bad, they are not good people. And I mean, that's it's obvious. I'm stating the obvious, but don't get yourself tangled in their energy. Don't get yourself in a rabbit hole. Take a break from Blue Sky. I might delete my Blue Sky. I don't see the benefit in social media. I just don't. I do not see the benefit. And it's nothing happening on Blue Sky. It's actually quite different from Twitter. It's not aggravating, but I just don't see, it's the sort of I don't want to say it's the same thing. I'm not bashing it, not at all, but it's not for me. I went on there, I'm using it for work, but it's just really not for me. So, but anyway, all that aside, what I want you to do is go out, get out the house, okay? Plan something that has nothing to do with social media or a computer or information or news. If you have been struggling, talk to someone, because it's it's about remembering what's important, and it's about, you know, not letting them take everything away from you. Because I could feel it in the energy that, you know, the heaviness of it. And everyone's, you know, shouting in the vortex. And we have to remember, you know, I might be on my high from Beyonce. But I'm usually after I see Beyonce, I don't feel this way. It felt like all the 50,000 people singing about freedom, singing about, singing all these different cultures, white, black, Asian, in one big room celebrating a black woman. It was a good feeling. But what I got from it was like, man, this is life. This is living life. This is singing despite the terrible shit that we have to experience here in this country. People, people we have always had, people suffering here. Doesn't matter who's in the White House. And a lot of people who are, I guess, waking up, who sat in privilege, are really starting to see. I guess it's so blatant that they're starting to see, the truth of things. But turn off. Just don't look at anything right now. And I see it. I'll see one article and then saying one thing. And I'll see another article from the same publication or the same news saying another thing. And I'm like, y'all both got different information? That doesn't make sense. So it's not worth it. Turn it off. Turn it off and go ride your bike if you have one. Okay? All right. That's all I wanted to say. I was going to say some other stuff, but I was like, I don't want to be negative. I'm trying to stray from that. I'm trying to, my guides told me something that really boosted my confidence and what I'm doing. And I am trying to open myself up even more and show more of who I am. And to really, I lost my train of thought. Minus ADHD. I had 5 different thoughts happening at the same time, and I lost all of them. Par for the course with me. But, because I said I veered off, and now it's gone. It's gone. I have to accept that. Hold on, let me see if it's coming back. Oh, it's gone. Anyway, today, if you want a personal reading, you can click more in the description of this video. Click the link. It'll be right there. Or you can email me, moonlightenergy15@gmail.com. And I'll send you the link. Okay? All right, so watch what I wanted to say will come up because I'll remember suddenly. Okay, so I want to do a reading for the week ahead. I remember what I was wanting to say. I just remembered. I want to, all right, it's about negativity. I don't want to be in a Donald Trump energy anymore. I don't have to do any more readings. I understand. I will, like, if you guys, with the Q&A, if you ask me stuff. I may not also. His energy, he is set. He is settled in. Oh, sidebar. Did you guys see Elon Musk? Did you see? Did you see him? I don't know if it was, see, that's what I'm saying. Was it an AI video? But it looked like, I have to go look at that. I don't want to. I'll probably put it on mute where he was at the White House. He's supposed to leave Doge or whatever, leave. But then Donald Trump was like, oh, he's not really leaving. Like, come on, man. You're stupid. You don't even, anyway. But there's an article. I didn't read it because, was it in New York Post? New York Times. Anyway, the rumored, and this is, that I never really talked about because, I don't know, people who allegedly have drug addictions, they say he's addicted to ketamine. I have worked with people who use ketamine for depression. Obviously, it's closely monitored by a specialist who, it's microdosing. Anyway, I don't like that. I don't, whoever you are, he's a terrible person. But him having a, addiction to ketamine, anyway. But there's an article out that talks about that. And I remember someone saying that another reader said that. But I think that may have also been a rumor, about him. And the video, he looked not well. And he had a black eye. So I don't know what that's all about. But I remember my reading for him. His energy is locked in too. He has set his life. He has made his choices. So I don't really kind of want to be in their energy anymore. I just don't think they're important I know this might be controversial. I'm not saying I haven't done Elon in a long time because he's set. He ruined his life even further. This time it's like physically happening more so than, behind the scenes spiritual stuff. But I'm trying to stray away from, because there's not what I think the focus needs to be on any longer. The focus needs to be on getting out of it, putting our energy into what this would look like, how we could get through this, how we could respond to this, more spiritually than, wondering. These people that are supposed to be in power, they're just digging themselves. They're just doing things. I could just see it. I'm looking and I'm just like it. Anyway, let's get into the reading. Yammering on. Okay, so I'm going to do a collective reading for the U.S. collective for the upcoming week ahead. And what week is that? That is June. I have to hurry up because it's very late for me to be sitting here doing this. June 1st to the 7th. I'm going to ask a few questions and see what's going on. Okay. And hopefully we can get some answers. We can get some answers. Did y'all see Peak Head stuff? He's just totally dismantling the military. Totally dismantling. Lean and mean, huh? Okay. Yeah. He's clearly working for someone. And, oh, no weapons testing, huh? Yeah, okay. Getting rid of that? Making that smaller? Great. That is what we need. That's what we need. It's just, I don't know. It's crazy. Okay. All right, so the first question is, what is the overall energy influencing the U.S. collective this week? Okay. What is the overall? Oh, yeah. Okay. Five of Pentacles flipped over. Five of Pentacles. Let me just see if I'm okay. Five of Pentacles. Like I said when I did the monthly reading, it was going to be rough in the beginning. But the Five of Pentacles is it's a minor card, okay? So it may not be something that is earth-shattering, but we'll see the other cards. But the Five of Pentacles is a card of lack. You know, it's a card of bankruptcy. It's oh, goodness me, why is this happening? Woe is me, I'm a victim. Well, not I'm a victim. Well, yes, I'm a victim, but not in this case. But it's more of like losing something or feeling like you have lost something, feeling left out in the cold. Okay, but we'll see what other cards come up. It's being on the floor, essentially, this person. Of being isolated, feeling isolated, that sort of thing. It's not the greatest feeling. Five of Pentacles. Five is a conflict number. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Seven of Cups. Perhaps a lack of choices. You know, limited choices with the Seven of Cups coming after the Five of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. Seven of Cups in between the Five of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands, you know, they bring news. They're bold. They're determined. They're impulsive. Okay. Perhaps a lack of boldness, you know. We'll see. Perhaps news coming out that brings on that feeling of, we'll see what the other cards say. Oh, Justice. Nine of Pentacles. Let me split these first of all. We got the Hierophant on the bottom there. Is that our card? My God, say yes. Nine of Cups. Okay, so all right, so Ace of Wands. Okay, so things might look, start off looking kind of strange, start off feeling like a sense of lack at the beginning of the week. I'm just going to scooch this over. Let me see if I can move this. This might be a disaster. Maybe not. I'm not even going to bother. I don't know. The camera angle is weird, but that's okay. We're here. Okay. All right. So let me get a clarifier really quickly. They said this was our card too. Okay. So let's see here. Yeah. You know what? My guys just said this is the clarifier. Let me double check for the visual. This is the Hierophant, guys. Hierophant is institutions, you know, the government, churches, higher education, and it's not a five. Five of Pentacles. I hate that this is, I'm going to put this here because that's really bothering me that it can't be seen. I kind of rushed when I was setting up, so that's why things are very wonky. I hope you guys are okay with that. Okay. Is the Hierophant the clarifier for the Five of Pentacles in this reading? Is the Hierophant clarifier for the Four of Pentacles in this reading? Okay, saying yes. Okay. All right, so the overall energy. All right, so we have Five of Pentacles, the Hierophant. Like I said, you know, this is a card lack. The clarifier is the Hierophant here. And so I've labeled this as the government, you know. Let me see. Because this could, you know, all of our institutions, governmental institutions. Does the Hierophant in this reading represent all of our governmental institutions? Okay. Okay. I just heard this to me is like we have no government, and I've said this, you know, a long time ago. It just is clear that that's what's, you know, that's what's happening. No one knows what's happening. No one's communicating to each other. Different sects of the government have no idea what's going on. And so sometime next week will become very apparent, perhaps at the beginning of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, you know, something will be very clear here that it feels like isolation, or perhaps something new we will learn that will bring on this feeling even more intensely, or something being taken away, or, you know, let me see. Let me get another clarifier. It feels like multiple things, quite honestly. It feels like multiple things. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, stability, security. It feels like that's what's in question concerning our government. You know, the economy is just going to feel really... it feels like the energy feels like, oh, you know, but these are minor cards. This is a major card, but that's what it feels like. You know, on the flip side, you know, the Hierophant is like conformity, you know. Perhaps that's, you know what, now that because I'm looking at these other cards and I'm like, this doesn't, the energy to me, it feels like multiple things, but the energy doesn't feel negative overall. Okay, and so, what it could be saying, what I believe actually what it's saying is, I'm looking at these other cards here and it's like, it's telling a story of, with the Five of Pentacles here as the U.S. collective energy for the following week, the upcoming week, and the Hierophant is about conforming, and it kind of seems like it's saying that we won't conform. the collective. We will resist conforming. There'll be a lack of conforming, okay, for our own stability with the Queen of Pentacles here. So let's see. Because these other cards, I'm looking at these surrounding cards and I'm like, it doesn't feel like you're going to be on down for the count or on the floor. We already know we don't have a government. Okay. Spirit guides, can you tell me if the Hierophants, the Five of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles represent the U.S. collective refusing to conform to this current government? Okay. It's saying yes. Okay. Very nice. Because then you have the Seven of Pentacles. It's about opportunity, it's about choice. And at first I thought it was a lack of choice. But the other cards are really saying no. Okay? You have the Seven of Cups here. It's about being discerning in your choices. Also sort of not letting your emotions rule you, following your intuition, not taking, not being impulsive we may have many choices laid before us. Okay, and so with the Seven of Cups here, it really encourages you to just be careful and discerning when making a choice. And I wonder what that choice will be. It may have something to do with the Justice card. It may have something to do with the courts. Because the page brings news. Good news. Page of Wands. Page of Wands is bold and determined. It's a good, aspiring energy. Okay. And then so here you have Justice, which is about balance. Literally words. Why are words so difficult? What's happening? Literal justice, okay, integrity, spiritually justice about your purpose, sort of thing. But this feels like, because as we go through this is Wednesday, this is the midweek, okay, because as we go through the week, the energy becomes more uplifted here. The Nine of Pentacles is about, again, security, stability. It's about how you invest in yourself, how you invest your time. It's about, long-term growth, for the future. And the Nine of Cups here, Nine of Cups is about being satisfied. And I've also labeled this long ago as help, as like allies, but this is also about being satisfied, content, meeting your goals, stopping to smell the roses. Perhaps with the end of this suspension that we're in, will sort of reactivate us into living life. And you have the Ace of Wands here. I mean, if you want some energy, you want the Ace of Wands to be there. Okay? It's about taking action, determination. It's about confidence. Okay? It's also about news coming out. The Six of Wands is on the bottom there too. I'm hearing something, so just give me a second, okay? It does feel, I do feel some anxiety in the energy for next week for the collective. Honestly, I feel it. But it feels like, give me an overall. It feels more like anticipatory, not necessarily like fearful. It feels like, ooh, vibrating. We'll be vibrating next week, energy-wise. Give me an overall. What is the overall energy for the US collective next week? I got the Seven of Pentacles peeking out. Again, much like the Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles is nurturing something, letting something grow for your long-term goals and things like that. Okay. So that's one. Give me another one. That's the anxiety that I felt. The Nine of Swords, I knew it was there. But as Dr. Ken at the Indigo Corner, please go visit him, subscribe, check him out, watch his videos. I learned from him this white dove here. The Nine of Swords is about anxiety and worry, things keeping you up at night. But most of the time, it's not rational. Okay, it's really, it's not rational, the thoughts you're having. It's, it's like your worst nightmare coming true, but the white dove is there and it says you're actually safe. So let go of this worry. You see that? Never noticed that. Thank you, Dr. Ken. The overall theme here, we start here, and as the week goes on, there's news coming out. As my guides keep saying that. There's news coming out. That will maybe initially bring on, because this is overall, maybe initially bring on some anxiety. This Nine of Swords is also like a scandal. Okay, and so maybe initially bring on some anxiety and irrational worries. Seven of Pentacles here is like perhaps it's about stability. So perhaps the collective will snap out of something or realize that, no, this isn't anything, we're saying no, we're not conforming here because we need stability. Y'all trying to take it and we're not letting that happen. Perhaps that will be the energy here. And maybe the courts will be the catalyst for that. Will the courts be a catalyst for that? Par for the course though, right? But will the courts be a catalyst for that energy? Saying yes. Okay. Okay. Justice has come up often. Justice has come up often here for the collective, more and more. And I think this is also like the physical courts and also spiritual, about integrity and balance and your purpose. But this feels like with the Seven of Pentacles here, we snap out of whatever this Nine of Swords energy is or whatever this news is. And we're thinking about our future. We're thinking about building our future, trying to get a secure future. That will be the energy. That will be the energy of next week. Okay? So some news coming out, par for the course. But it looks good. It looks, it doesn't feel, I feel some anxiety there. I feel, scandal there. But I also feel like there's some stability, There's some fiery spiciness also with the Ace of Wands. And, Ace of Wands is new energy, new motivation. It's a card of yes. It's also a card of news coming out. It is about taking action. Wands are the cards of actions. Okay, it's when you're like, we need to progress. And so having the Ace of Wands there is sort of like a reset, because we've been in suspension all of May. We have been getting whooped without anything too, apart, things have happened, but it felt like the same things, no real progression for us. While we're just sort of suspended in the air, wondering who's doing what. Okay, let's see What's the greatest challenge the U.S. collective will face in the next 7 days? So let's look at that. Let's get that part out the way, all right? Okay. Okay. Four of Swords on the bottom there. No, Ten of Wands. Burdensome. Can't see in front of ourselves. Things are heavy. Death. Transformation. Letting go of things that no longer serve us. That would be a challenge. And burdens is, you know, the thing about the Ten of Wands. It's about burdens, holding burdens, having multiple, you know, baggage. But it's an end to it too at the same time. But it encourages you, in order for you to go up this, you know, mountain, you have to let go of all this stuff. You can't, I know you have an ox to help you carry, but it's really, you know, it's slow as well. You got to let go. You have to let go. And that will be a challenge for us next week. The High Priestess. Secrets. Okay. Things being hidden. Things being hidden from us. Okay, so challenge for the U.S. collective next week. Having a struggle letting go of things that don't serve us anymore. Okay. Multiple things. I feel like it's different. It's different things. It will be different for each individual and us as a whole. But it's about change. It's about transformation and transition. So we may want to hold too tightly onto something. That will be an obstacle for us, a challenge for us, or we can't see in front of us, or we can't see the end. Could be possibly there, or a change. You know, we have to sacrifice or let go of something in order for a big change to occur that we maybe can't see, which is why the High Priestess is here as a challenge, not seeing something or something being hidden. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see what's being hidden. I'm going to pull a clarifier if they can tell me. Can you tell me what's being hidden from us? That could be possibly blocking that change or transition. Eight of Wands. What's being hidden? Let me get one more. Multiple things, perhaps. A way forward. A way forward. Let me get a clarifier. One more. A way forward. Magician is on the bottom. Queen of Wands. Both wands. One is about forward movement, things happening quickly, also news coming out. Okay. I keep hearing the word truth. But what truth? It feel, the challenge is something being hidden from us. If we can't let go of burdens, or if we can't let go of something that is blocking our transition or change, because of something being hidden from us with because the high priestess, she knows, she sees the truth, but it's about, she keeps secrets. That's what I was saying, like, because it's like, the wands, the energy of the wands, and especially Queen of Wands, is about authenticity, being who you are, and something with determination. And if we can't, when I think of the Ten of Wands, it's like, sometimes it's a refusal. Yes, it's the end to burdens, but this is a challenge. So, and the death is here, and sometimes it's almost you won't accept or refuse to let go of something. And it could be blocking our knowledge. Like, it could be our own selves doing this. With the High Priestess, knowledge that we know already, perhaps. And it's blocking our forward progression. And this, it's about the pursuit of one's own inner truth with the Queen of Wands. Embracing your passions, your values, she's like, I will. And so perhaps because of this, that will be our challenge. Okay? All right, so will we overcome that challenge? Let's see. How will we overcome this challenge? Give me a card. How we will overcome. Show me. Knight of Wands on the bottom. We're getting a lot of wands these days, huh? This reading. Seven of Pentacles. I came out before. Seven of Pentacles. Of like our overall energy for next week. How we will overcome it. Seven of Pentacles is about refocusing, on building your future. Focusing on your goals, actively working on them with focus, and it's very methodical of how you work towards something that you want, or that you want for your future. One more. How will we overcome? Strength is on the bottom. The Devil. The Devil as overcoming. So Perhaps letting go of those burdens, negative thoughts, negative emotions, um, bad behavior patterns or responses, reactions, okay? How you perceive the situation. Right? Because the picture of the devil, the real artwork, not the real, I shouldn't say that. The original, rather, artwork of the devil is you're in chains. Okay? And so it encourages you to really let go, break those chains. Okay? And a death card encourages you to let go of things that no longer serve, so you could transform. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. What messages or warnings should the U.S. collective be aware of for next week? Let's see. I should... They said I could keep shuffling with the same deck. Messages or warnings. Chariot is on the bottom. What messages or warnings should the American people be aware of? Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is a message or warning. Sometimes the Nine of Cups can be... They could be overindulgence. Okay. Sometimes it can be... it could be doing too much. You could be ignoring your problems. Let me get a clarifier there. Nine of Cups as a warning. Seven of... This isn't about us. The Seven of Swords. Okay. And the Nine of Cups. This is about us. This is the warning. Seven of Swords is a card of thievery, corruption, deceit, lying, toxic behavior. Nine of Cups. As a warning, it could be you're overindulging too much, okay? And I feel like as a warning to us, it warns against, like, it's about arrogance with the Nine of Cups instead of contentment, and it's about materialism, distorted perception. Perhaps that's the warning. Distorted perception, corruption, thievery. This is not for all of us, I feel like. Okay, this is for those who are turning a blind eye or don't care, or, this is the warning. This is the message they will receive. Interesting. This is not for everyone. Okay. Let's clean these up and let's see what new opportunities or positive shifts will occur next week. card comes back, then that's the card. But I don't think that's the card. New opportunities or positive shifts might occur for the U.S. collective. Can you show? Show me, please. Three of Swords on the bottom. Two of Cups. Nice. Harmony, balance. You know, this collective togetherness, compassion. We need that. Wow. The Chariot. The card of battle. The card of determination is a major card. Okay. You are at the finish line. You are, you know, about to win. You're reaching your goals. You're focused. You have control, and you know, perhaps we will have an opportunity to realize that we have control of our lives. That could be the positive shift. Wow, the World. So nice. Very good. Good news. You know, things coming full circle. Reaching your goals, you know, feeling accomplished as a collective for some reason. The World is a big card. When I think of the World, I often think about when I think of the World, I think about like this sounds cliche, but your hopes and dreams coming true, or the things when the World comes up, it's like the things coming full circle. And so perhaps it's about completion, you know. And sometimes I interpret the World as something you didn't expect to happen. It's a positive outcome. It's like life cycle. Perhaps that is the click, click, click of our suspension that we are currently in. The beginning of it, to start a new cycle. So that's good. That's where we want to be, because we're we're not there this month. So moving into June, positive shift could be, like I said before when I did the monthly reading, you know, into this beating, suspension, stillness, this hanging. You know, it's wisdom, lessons learned. You know, harmony, look, harmony here. With this in the middle, the Chariot, forget it. We're racing towards the end of this cycle, so a new one can begin. And summer is coming soon. Very nice. Very nice. I like that. Okay, let's see what archetype. You know, I got to pull out the archetype cards now that I remember why I like them. Let's see what archetype we will be in as a collective for next week. I got a hard time shuffling. Let's go. Get it together. Okay. What is this? Destroyer. Interesting. One more. Liberator. Wow. Destroyer and Liberator. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's read these real quick. Okay. All right, Liberator. Oh, I gotta put my glasses on. Okay, I would if I could find them, but I can't. All right, let's see here. It says, freeing yourself and others from outmodeled beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. The Five of Pentacles and the Hierophant, not conforming, and a lack of conforming with the Queen of Pentacles there. Let me read the rest of the card on the thing. There it is. Okay. Liberator helps to liberate us from the self-entitled tyranny of negative thoughts, patterns, and beliefs, spiritual sluggishness, I could read, guys, my glasses, I don't have them, poor nutrition, and destructive relationships or addictive behaviors. And all that came out in those cards with the Devil, with the Death card and the Ten of Wands, talking about release and moving forward. Very nice. I like when cards come together. A valuable ally in freeing us from old entrenched beliefs and attitudes. This is what we need, okay? You don't have to be a charismatic leader to have this archetype, okay? All right, let's look at Destroyer. Light attribute, releasing what is potentially destructive. Preparing for a new life with the world, new cycle. Yo, that's crazy. Look at that, it's a volcano. The lava that I've been seeing in my scrying. I love that, guys. That's really, that's cool. Okay, let's read the rest of it. Bear with me. Detective. Destroyer. Okay. All right, so it says, impulse to destroy and rebuild an what does that say? Okay. Impulse to destroy and rebuild is archetypal. Okay, words. Can be beneficial when releasing that which is limiting which is limiting us. As therapists or spiritual masters who destroy their illusions. Okay? All right, so listen. We're going to end there because it's really late, 1, and 2, I think that was a good way to end a reading for next week. So there's some news coming out. The courts will be a catalyst once again for something. Overall energy, there's some anxiety there, but overall it feels good. we're going to be releasing. There will be new cycles starting. It is an end to the suspension that we have been in, and we'll see what comes from it. But next week looks, you know, it looks promising for us. Okay, if I could give it a grade, I'd say 95. Okay, 95. All right, so I will see you guys on Monday. Please like this video. Enjoy your weekend. Live your lives. And I will see you again soon. Bye.